going on, boxing fans? It's your boy, Full Counter Boxing, coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing line. If you don't mind, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for your boy. You know, what we're talking about is Shawn Porter. Taking a look at his side, he will be fighting Terence Crawford at Mandalay Bay, and they will be getting it on to see who is the best in the land of 147. Shawn Porter, 31 wins, 3 losses, 17 KOs. He's 5'7" with a 69.5-inch reach. You know, Shawn Porter, he won the IBF and the WBC championship. You know, he's a 2-time world champ. You know, Shawn Porter, he's coached by his father, Kenny Porter. And Kenny Porter forged his son to one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. Now, Shawn Porter, he trains like no other. You know, he gets himself into top condition for fights. And Shawn Porter, he's known for his aggressive style, quick foot movements, getting in and out, and fast hands, fast reflexes. Makes him a world-class athlete. He gives fighters a lot of trouble, and he has fought everybody. Now, Porter is many things. Weird, oh yeah, he's weird and eccentric, maybe offbeat fashion. He's a socialite ambassador. Does a lot of speaking events. He has his own podcast, the Porter Way. And he's a great speaker, very intelligent fighter, very intelligent person. He's a great father, he's a great husband. But one thing, Shawn Porter started his boxing career off at welterweight, but he came down to 147. And his career really got notoriety when he fought Devon Alexander, who was the IBF champion at the time. And he had 25 wins, 1 loss with 14 KOs. He was 5'8.5". He had a 69-inch reach. And the fight was on December 7th, 2013. And Shawn Porter, he had 22 wins, no losses, and 1 draw at the time. And it was Devon Alexander, the IBF welterweight champion, who had beat Lucas Matisse and Marcos Madonna by that point. You know what I'm saying? So he was considered a top welterweight. He was the champion, the IBF champion. And if you remember Devon Alexander, they called him Alexander the Great. He was fast. He was a pure boxer. He's a southpaw. And Shawn Porter was relatively unknown. He was up and coming. And early in the fight, Porter turned on the speed, his explosiveness, you know, his jabs, you know, with Alexander, you know, leaning too far on one side. You know, Porter was able to time him and figure him out. And by the second round, he had Devon Alexander, you know, in survival mode. And you know, Porter, you know, he turned on the blasters, you know, darting in and out, catching Alexander for about 5 rounds. Then around the middle of the fight, that's when Devon Alexander tried to come back, and he started having some success. But then around the 8th round, it was Shawn Porter showing his tenacity, digging deep, you know, beating Devon Alexander to the punch. And he got the decision and the nod. Devon Alexander, you know what I'm saying, he had to go back to the drawing board. Shawn Porter emerged from the fight the victor. The scores were 116-112, 116-112, and 115-113. So next for Shawn Porter was Paul the Magic Man Malignaggi. And Malignaggi had won the WBA welterweight titles in 2012, and then he lost the WBA title to Adrian Broner in June of 2013, and somehow he managed to beat Zab Judah in December of 2013 by unanimous decision, and he now had to face Shawn Showtime Porter, who had 23 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. And Malignaggi, his record was 33 5 losses and 7 KOs. But we all know that Paulie Malignaggi couldn't crack an egg with a sledgehammer, because Shawn Porter was way too strong for Paulie Malignaggi. Shawn hurt him to the body in the second round, and he dazed him multiple times, balloon him many times in the fight, and he was Shawn Porter just too fast, and his boxing IQ just too high, and Malignaggi couldn't withstand the onslaught, and it was considered one of the worst beatings in boxing history, and Paulie Malignaggi just couldn't deal with Porter's power, athletic ability, or anything like that. So, on to the next one. Next, August 16th, 2014, Kell Brook. He had 32 wins, no losses, and 22 KOs. He was 5'9", with a 69-inch reach. Now, Kell Brook, he was considered a top welterweight, and he landed the more clean, efficient punches. He got off to a good early start. He got the early rounds by punching, giving Shawn Porter, all kind of different looks, and holding and hitting and stopping Shawn's momentum. But he was landing the cleaner punches. Shawn couldn't get off until maybe the 5th or 6th round is when Shawn started connecting, and Porter, he got Shawn tired by all that excessive holding, but they gave Brook the nod. They gave him the majority decision. The scores were 114, 117 to 111, and 116 to 112. Now, we can make a case that Kell Brook did a lot of holding during that fight. But Shawn Porter, he went out there, he lost the belt, and he moved on. So Shawn Porter moves on to Adrian Broner. But because he has so many fights, we're going to have to break it up. We're going to have to do a part 2. So this has been Pool Counter Boxing. And I'll see you guys in the part 2. And make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.